The Xbox 360 is a universally loved console. I have quite a history with it, and I'm sure many of you guys do too. Like many consoles though, it's not exactly visually striking, following a pretty common design theme, as well as being air-cooled. Nothing wrong with that, it works perfectly fine, but it could be better though. Here is my chosen sacrifice, investment, and here's all the stuff that I'll be installing. I got a pretty good deal actually. All that you see here cost exactly 200 New Zealand dollars, excluding the Arduino stuff. I already had that. Why is there Arduino stuff though? I want to be able to measure the console's temps on this little OLED screen. I think it might add to the character of the build, but will also tell us if the water cooling is actually making an improvement to the system's thermals. Assuming the system survives, that is. I've also got this handy laser thermometer for cross-referencing. This thing's pretty fun actually, my dog loves it. My current plan is to tear down the console, install the water cooling stuff, making sure it works of course, before making a cool enclosure for it. It sounds simple, so let's hope it is.
I was unable to find a teardown guide online easily, so let's just go for it. I don't want to damage anything. Oh, we got it. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Screws here and here, but we can't get to them just yet, so I'm assuming that's for later. I promise I'm being careful in my own way. Sorry to any professionals watching this. I mean, that's progress. Should be a bit easier with instructions, don't you think? Oh, never mind. Xbox 360E. As soon as I find the name of the console, Xbox 360E, I find a guide on it. Isn't that lovely? That was easy to rip off. There we go. Well, time to rummage until I find the correct bit for this. Well, this is the situation so far. All I need to do is find my set of bits for that screwdriver, and we'll be all good for taking that apart, but I can't find them just yet. Okay, finally found the bits. Okay, there's a little bit of adhesive. Careful. Got it. Cool. This is the Wi-Fi card. We're making progress. So that comes off. Question is, does the rest of it come off now? I'm going to take off all the Torx bits or whatever these are. And would you look at that? There's our fan power. There's the disk drive, and under all that is what we're looking for. Console probably hasn't been cleaned in the last 15 years or since manufacturing date. Well, I'm wondering if we can just, oh yeah, can we just take this? Yes, we can. That's our disk drive. Wow, it's interesting in a good way. Found another screw. This is very satisfying, but also a little nerve-wracking, but more exciting. Hard drive bay. What did I drop? One screw. What's holding them in? Well, we're so close. Yes! This is our Xbox 360. We got the main board itself, the DVD drive, the power and eject button. I believe this is an antenna or something board. It probably says somewhere. Then we got the actual Wi-Fi board itself. The hard drive, which I'm keeping the enclosure because it's pretty good. This is highly temporary. I just want to make sure everything still works before doing the water cooling. It's actually pretty simple to put together. I mean, there's only a few major components, but they are all essential, so. Okay, that's the hard drive. Oh, I can put that on top of that actually, yeah. I mean, that's everything. Everything is plugged in the way it should be. I'm going to give everything power now. This should turn on. I'm now going to push the on button, which is this little one here. Okay, the fan is spinning. Please get a signal. Yes, okay. I'm just booting up Minecraft now. And can you hear that? Compare sound. This is the sound of a click. So I think that thing's going. This is going to be interesting. Oh, I wish I could put some like Noctua fans on the radiator. Then the whole thing would be completely silent. How cool would that be? Now booting up, and then we come back in 15 minutes, see how our thermals are going. I mean, it's going, and it's playing Minecraft. I mean, I can, let me just, see? Isn't that cool? So the console's just turned off. It's 36 degrees on the outside area. So I'm guessing it's closer to 40 around it on the processing unit. So it seems to be fine so far. Boot up Minecraft again. Okay, we're back to where we were before. Looks great. I mean, realistically, there's so little air being moved. I barely feel anything around this thing. So it does work, but we're definitely going to improve it. Now that we know that the console survived the teardown, we can begin by tearing it down again
and then discuss enclosure designs, which I want to utilize 3D printing for. I can print everything I need here at home, but if that's out of the question for you, no worries, PCBWay has you covered. Anything you see 3D printed in this video can be made by them with one of their many exciting machines. They offer 3D printing out of resin, filament, powder, pretty much every technology for almost any material. If that's not enough, they can also produce high quality PCBs and metal parts using CNC machining. With their Christmas sale happening until the 31st, be sure to check them out for some sweet deals. Without their support, this video wouldn't be possible.
Combined with an Arduino Uno and a thermistor, we're going to get temperature readings directly off the heatsink of the GPU. We'll need these 3 components, as well as some 10k ohm resistors. Okay, I think I've got the OLED wired up. Now it's time to wire up the resistor and the thermistor. Let's upload the code and give it a shot. Everything's all plugged in. I'm going to give ChatGPT a prompt and then we'll see how we go. I did a previous video with Arduino and ChatGPT, which is the only reason I'm doing it again. And yeah, it's given us some really nice looking code. So I'm going to plug that into the IDE and see how it goes. It still says uploading. I'm gonna give it another minute. Okay, it's been a minute. I don't think it's gonna upload. Okay, I've got some code here from Random Nerd Tutorials. Just gonna paste that in and upload, and hopefully it uploads, because I know this code would work. Okay, well it doesn't seem to want to upload, so I'm just gonna switch Arduinos. I've got this Pro Mini and this FTDI breakout board, but I feel like that's gonna make it more fiddly. So I'm gonna try an Arduino Nano. Yeah, change of plans. I couldn't find a mini USB cable anywhere. So luckily I do have a spare Arduino Uno, which I'm gonna use. It is technically in worse shape, missing a lot of the headers, but if it works, I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm gonna try uploading it to the new Arduino. Done uploading, okay. It was the Arduino. That's so cool, it's doing like little graphical animations. Okay, so at least I know the wiring and all that is good. Oh, but now that's too long already, okay. I'm gonna get some new code. Actually, I haven't even tried Googling what I've been trying to do. Maybe there's already an answer. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm in my room. It's now 9 p.m. I've been at this for 3 hours and I've finally stumbled across a video that has actually given me a result that works. So I'm gonna install the screen now. And yeah, I'm just tired. I can't believe it. I can't move and get my camera because it'll all fall. But there's our little thermistor. How do I grab it? How do I grab it and show you guys? One sec. I'm sure you guys get the idea by now, but you know, 28, and then I put my finger on it. Goes up slightly. 30. Take it off. You know what? I'm gonna redo this tomorrow. I'm just glad it worked. See you guys soon. And now you're all caught up. I just spent the last hour making sure everything still worked. I know some of you may be concerned about accuracy. But if you look here, 24 degrees, and if we look on the screen, it does say 24 degrees. So it's within a degree, which is good. Just for fun, I've set my soldering iron at 484 degrees. So I'm just gonna put it right here on top of it. Nothing major, just putting it on, watching the temperature go up, 120, 130, 150, 175, 200. Yeah, so it can handle this, no problem. Just for fun, I'm gonna take off the fan and install the thermistor with some Kapton tape so we can get some accurate stock measurements on the copper part of the heatsink. That'll be the most accurate. Okay, that looks good enough for now. It is being held in, not super strong, but enough for the test. This is also the first video I've filmed using a lot of top-down shots, so I'm gonna try and improve my lighting. Only problem is I don't have much space. I'm in a corner here. While we're installing, I slipped and I think I smashed this resistor. I really hope that that wasn't important, otherwise this whole project's over. Oh, shoot. Okay, plugging it in. Now we turn it on. Oh, we're still connected to the top-down mount. Come on, give us a sign on the monitor. We're not getting anything on the monitor. It was one resistor, come on. I'm gonna turn everything off again. Okay, power. Please. Everything's plugged in. I'll double check. The HDMI wasn't plugged in all the way. That scared me so much. I thought this project was over. I think I need a break. I'm gonna take a break.
Okay, I've been running Minecraft for the last 5-6 minutes. Temps haven't gotten too high. It says something hovering around the 40-degree mark. It's attached to the copper piece, or maybe it's not. I don't know if it's come unattached. It sounds like it could have, but yeah, I'm going to uninstall and get to the water cooling now. It's exciting. So I just read 37 when hovering over the copper, and yes, this thing did come loose. However, it was giving us accurate results, so that's good. Xbox is off to the side, and we've got the water cooling stuff here. Looks pretty cool. Mounting stuff, liquid, fans. Yeah, so I'm just gonna assemble this. Okay, everything's connected now. I'm not sure if there is a specific way to do this, but we've currently got the pump. It's gonna be taking water in from the reservoir. It's gonna go through the radiator, into the block, back into the reservoir. I would like to have this suspended vertically, but how can I do that? I didn't want to do this, but it looks like I'm gonna have to just hold it while I fill it up. Everything's hooked up, tubing's all connected, everything is connected up to my 12-volt power supply. So when I turn it on, oh brilliant, okay. It's a little bit nerve-wracking seeing it fill up. And if something is loose, it doesn't really matter because we're on the bench here. That should be enough for now. Just tighten that up. We can let that sit, and now, moment of truth. Needs more. A little bit messy. Okay, adding this to the system. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're circulating. The block's nice and cool. I've never done water cooling before, but this is so satisfying. These cheap fans are surprisingly quiet. I actually might not need to replace them. It's the pump that's a bit loud, but if I lift it above ground, it's fine. This is so cool. It's actually working. Okay, it's the next day. Today we're installing the water cooling stuff. So we can unplug the fan. We won't be using that anymore. And we can also unplug the heatsink. We can carefully, nice and clean. Now we'll remove the dust. So I guess we're gonna put the block right on top of that. If you notice though, there are some extra chips near the SoC or whatever. And those might need cooling too, because the heatsink was spreading out the airflow. So I do have some heatsinks, and they may be small, but they'll be a great addition and better than passive cooling. Well, this will be passive, but better than nothing. I'm trying to not get thermal compound all over my film gear. This is the bracket I'll be using to hold the block in place, and it's like only just gonna fit. So let's hope it does. So hopefully we try to do this now. Yeah, this is definitely gonna need tensioning. Oh, and I'm gonna have to get the positioning right. Okay, well it's on, but it's not tightly on. There's the two screws, and if we can go underneath, there are our standoffs, and there's the nuts and bolts that are holding it in. We're so close, because it's on, but it's not on as well as we need it to be. Just tighten the things down, and I've made sure the block is parallel with the PCB. It looks absolutely insane seeing it like this, hooked up to all this. I'm just gonna tidy things up. Let's just try the water cooling loop first. Going up. Turning it on in 3, 2, 1. I mean, that's it, you know, it's circulating. The ambient temperature in this room is way too much. SoC, yeah, it's about 26, 27 degrees. That's really good, I think. I don't know, but it's consistent. Now we need to assemble everything a bit better and give it a stress test. I'm about to turn it on. I've hooked everything up. This is a little nerve-wracking. Here we go. Oh yeah, the fan doesn't spin. Oh, I'm not used to that. Okay, give us a sign. Give us a sign, please. Pretty please. Okay, I know the Xbox is on. I'm just gonna redo the HDMI socket. Just plugged it in fully. Yeah, it's always the HDMI, isn't it? Look at that, water-cooled Xbox 360. The sun is shining, the Xbox is sitting at about 32, 33 degrees, and it seems I forgot to install the Wi-Fi adapter. No way. Guys, I found the mini USB cable. That's funny. I was going to do black, but I think we should do copper. The heatsinks look good. Here's a quick update. I've spent the day wiring. I've got the plug wired up so that one plug powers 2 cables. It's hooked up to this 12-volt adapter. So I'm just going to finalize that now, and then I'm going to drain the loop and position everything for the new enclosure design. I would love to 3D print just one big holder for all these components with all the mounting points, but unfortunately my printers aren't big enough yet. So I'll figure something out.
Here's a little update. I've just marked, you can see with the little dots there, the holes for all the components, so I'm gonna get them drilled out now. Oh yeah, not sure if I mentioned it, but I bought this giant sheet of aluminum. Turns out it's a bit thin, so I'm gonna have to reinforce it, and I also got 2 little acrylic panels from inside a monitor. Okay, so it's another late night, but basically, I've got this mounted fine, this mounted okay, and this is not mounted. So tomorrow I'm gonna fix it all up and get it properly mounted, and then we can talk about what I'm gonna do next.
With some outside help, I reinforced the aluminum sheet and also mounted the radiator, which was really fiddly. I also positioned the optical drive. I then 3D printed a mount to suspend it above the components using a clamp to keep it in place. Even though it starts off rather basic, I improved the part several times and it turns out to be one of my favourite pieces. One of those improvements was integrating the hard drive mount in the clamp itself. I didn't want the console to be mounted horizontal or vertical, so I made legs that could hold the assembly at an angle. It's pretty secure. The final version of the optical drive part has integrated tubing routes and a guard for the drive itself. I'm pretty pleased with that. Finally, I wired up the Arduino to make sure it still worked. It seems to be working, despite the lack of cable management. We'll discuss that in a minute, but first, here's a final montage of the water-cooled Xbox 360. Overall, I am pleased with this project. It was ultimately a success, despite my worries if it was too ambitious of an undertaking. There were some moments where I was pretty worried. There is a caveat though, and that is there is no cable management at all. I know this can be upsetting to a few of you, and that's justified, but halfway through this project, I discovered this old PC case. My intentions are to turn this project into a water-cooled Xbox 360 sleeper build. I intend to make the console easy to use and maintain, while also giving me an opportunity to change a few things around and just make it better. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. There is one more part to the Broken 3D Printer series coming out soon. Once again, thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring this video, and to the rest of you guys, thank you for watching, and hopefully, I'll see you again soon.